You are tuned in to Stewart Spotlight Podcast live with your host, William Stewart Jr. with topics of everyday life. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Today's guest, Rob Weaver. Back to Life Lawn Care. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode. Now your host, William Stewart Jr. Good evening and welcome to Stewart Spotlight Podcast. My name is William Stewart Jr. and I am your host this evening. I want to thank you for tuning in for another exciting episode. I hope everyone had a wonderful week and getting ready for the weekend, because you know the weekend go by so fast. Today is Friday, October the 31st. That's interesting, because you know what today is. That means today is Halloween. Today is Halloween. Wow, Halloween night. I hope all the kids is enjoying the trick-or-treating and getting the candy together. But you know, I need your support. And I need your support to do this. I need your support. I need you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and make sure you turn on your notifications. So therefore, every time you hear this, you know that Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live. That's right. Make sure you turn on all your devices. So therefore, every time you get a notification on your computer, laptop, or desktop, you know Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live, and tune in. Let's talk about this week. This week is really very sad. The government today marks 34 days that the government has been shut down, with hundreds of thousands of employees without pay. The food assistance program could be running out tomorrow, and within a matter of weeks, the health insurance rates would increase. Take a look.
Funding for SNAP benefits before it leaves some 42 million people without food assistance. But leaders on both sides holding firm on their stances. 25 states plus Washington, D.C. are suing the Trump administration for refusing to use emergency funds to protect SNAP. Republican leaders appeared to be on board at first, but later said those funds can only be used for certain disasters or through an act of Congress. Democrat leaders continue to push for what they say is a crucial health care issue. With the Affordable Care Act subsidies on track to expire at the end of this year, health care premiums are expected to surge. Republicans say they will negotiate once the government reopens.
It's time, people. It's time for us to realign ourselves. Get our priorities together. Let's work together. Let's get the government open back up. Let's get the WICs back into play for these kids. Won't be starving to death, and we just need to work together and just get some things together. Also, on behalf of Stewart Spotlight Podcast, our hearts and prayers goes out to the families in Jamaica who've been affected by this devastating flood. It was reported about 40 deaths, homes, businesses, police stations, airports, hotels were damaged by the hurricane. Also, it was reported about 500,000 people are still without electricity. And if you'd like to contribute, you may contact the Jamaica Red Cross for more information. This last week was I was in pain last week. And the reason why I was in pain, because I had a toothache
a toothache, my wisdom tooth. It was killing me from my head to my tooth. And I called my dentist, and would you believe my dentist told me that they wouldn't be able to get me in until November the 20th. And I told him, I said, do you expect me to walk around with this pain in my head until November the 20th? So I found a dentist. I called the dentist Monday, and they had me in the chair Wednesday, and I was very, very pleased because they removed the tooth. Took 3 hours because it was all into the bone. But my thumbs goes up to Wheat Family Dentist. Dr. Williams and his staff was awesome. I mean, they gave me some laughing gas. That did the works. I mean, I was no pain, no shame. But kudos goes out to Dr. Williams and his team. My message for this week. One of my friends always sends me several messages during the week, and I always pick one of them that really sounds good. And I think I like this one. It says, if it's not yours, don't take it. If it's not true, don't say it. If it's not right, don't do it. Let that marinate a little bit. Thank you, Bud, for that. This week, my guest this week is Rob Weaver from Back to Life Lawn Care Service. And he's going to have a lot to say. He's been in business for over 20 years, and he has a lot to say about his business. Also, as I stated before, it is Halloween night, and I want everyone to take a look at this chair and tell me, what do you see? And we'll be back after this break.
My name is William Stewart Jr. I'm the host of Stewart Spotlight Podcast. How would you like to be a guest on my show? If you have gone through something, came out of something, and just want to share it, we would love for you to be a guest to discuss any topic related to your situation. Your insight of experience, wisdom, knowledge would be invaluable to our viewers. Who knows? By sharing could help someone who may gone through what you came out of. Sharing is caring. So give us a call, 888-552-1944, so we can schedule you on the next Stewart Spotlight Podcast.
Yes, that's right. Call us at 888-552-1944. You notice I have my costume on with the dreadlocks. You know, I grew it instantly. So anyway, my guest, welcome back to Stewart Spotlight Podcast. My guest today is Rob Weaver, and he's the president owner of Back to Life Lawn Care Service. And without further ado, let's welcome my guest, Rob Weaver. Welcome to the show, Rob. Why are you shaking your head?
Man, take that off, man.
There. I thought that was pretty good myself. How you doing today?
I'm all right. About yourself, man?
All right. Can't complain. How was your week?
It was great. It was great.
Okay. All right.
I observed some of the things you were saying about what was going on this week in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to the people over in Jamaica and all that.
Right.
But I would like to add to what you were saying. I think not only do we need to come together, but I think we need to put God first.
All day long.
And, you know what I'm saying? Try to get closer with him. Not to go too deep into it, but I just think we need to put God first.
I totally agree with you on that. Thank you for mentioning that. Rob, you have two daughters, 15 and 16 years of 15 and
Mhm.
16 years of age.
Oh
And
yeah.
any siblings?
Yeah, I have two sisters, two brothers. One brother died when
Mm,
he was 20.
okay,
So at the present time, I have one sister. I mean, two sisters and one brother.
okay, mother and father.
Yeah, yeah, still alive.
Okay, that's good. So, Rob, as I was skimming through some of your things and did my little homework, you
Hmm.
started cutting grass, started your own business at the age of 12 years of age. What were you thinking at 12 years old?
Um, I didn't have my own business. My neighbor next door, Tars Bailey, Great Outdoors. He was he started a landscaping business.
Okay.
Me too. I learned how to weed eat and cut, blow. I learned everything from him. Everything
At the age of 12.
at the age of 12.
So at the age of 12,
Even I ain't gonna lie to you, William. It was one summer I worked the whole summer for free. Didn't get paid nothing. I can't go into details about what happened that summer, but
for
you
free,
know,
for
for
free.
free, not a dollar.
Oh,
But
wow. So now,
yeah.
did you, at that age, were you thinking about entrepreneurship when you become older, or you were just doing something just to be doing something?
Doing something to be doing something. I was
Okay.
helping out a neighbor. I was in the streets, wanting to play basketball all the time,
Okay.
and I used to like to draw.
So now, what did your parents think about you working for someone for free?
Well, Todd is like a brother, so it
Okay.
didn't, and I was staying out of trouble, so it didn't even matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he taught you about cutting grass, trimming, edging, excuse me, and things of that nature. And you took it to the next level. So when did you start doing it on your own?
Probably around 2001, on and
Okay.
off 2001. But I was cutting hair at the same time.
Hmm.
I didn't take it serious around, I think like 2007, when I really just EIN, business license. I didn't get the insurance yet,
So
but
what was the name of the company in 2006 or 7?
Weaver
Weaver.
Lund.
Weaver Lawn Care. And well, obvious your last name, Weaver Lawn
Oh
Care.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
so were you making money at that time, and how did you advertise?
Um, I did make money. I was doing both cutting hair
Okay.
and cutting yards. I was going out by myself.
Hmm.
I didn't start getting a lot of. I didn't get no help till 2000, 2007.
Okay.
When what I did, I used to get some paper. I used to create flyers on a home computer, print it out, print out about 500 copies. And it used to be like, I'm gonna take Walden Park, for example. It used to be Walden Park at the top. Weaver Lawn Care would cut any property in this community for $25. And I split it in half and I go put it on people's mailbox.
And you were getting replies back from that?
In 2007, 2008, yeah, I probably got like 200 clients
200 at $25 a walk?
at $25 a yard.
Now,
Walden.
did you have anyone to help you cut the grass, or were you doing this yourself?
Oh no, no, no. I picked up. All right, so I grew up over there on Bankhead,
Okay.
and I know I was involved with a lot of neighborhood people where they needed help, needed jobs. So I gave them a job. My next door neighbor,
Hmm.
some of their friends. Years later, before my brother was helping me before he died. Then my my little brother, he came in and he learned the business real well. He has
Okay.
his own business too.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, I had some guys now. It
So now
was a
how
lot of black guys.
so now how did you come up with $25? Where did that number come from?
wanted quick business. I
Okay.
wanted quick, as I knew how to get to people by being cheaper on this side of town,
Mm,
South.
okay.
So, you know, people do anything for a deal. Deal,
Okay.
and it didn't bother me for labor. Like, I don't mind doing things for people for free. Just don't take advantage of them.
Uh-huh.
But I really just wanted to grow. I just wanted to grow.
Okay.
And basically where I knew how to grow was $25.
So who helped you purchase the equipment? Did you have money put aside, or did your parents help you buy the equipment? Where did the money come from to buy the equipment?
When I first started, I had a Jeep Cherokee. That was back in 2001. I had a push mower. I folded up, put it in the back of the truck. Uh, had old cheap weed eater that he had and a cheap blower he let me have, little
Okay.
Echo. And I started off with that. And by 2007, I was able to purchase a little more. I didn't like the big mowers we have now. It wasn't that serious back then.
Okay.
You might just have to walk behind, and it wasn't hydraulics, none of that. It was belt driven. I didn't get one of those till later, but I used to have like quite a few push mowers, and then I had got a little cheap trailer, and I used to hook it on the back of that Jeep Cherokee, and we would just be about 5 or 6 guys in the truck.
But once again, how did you come up with the money to purchase your first piece of equipment?
Oh, from the little yards I had done
Okay. All right.
and cutting hair.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how old were you then when you first started at 2006-07?
Well, that's good. I don't know. Yeah.
So
Oh,
were you still in high school, or were you
No, I was out of college by then.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I was back in Illinois.
Okay, so now how were you in school? Because at the age of 12, 6th or 7th grade, all the way up through high school to college, how was your grades? What kind of activities were you involved in school?
My grades were fair.
Okay.
A and B, sometimes C student.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't really involved in I was involved in basketball.
Okay.
In basketball, played for a church league, and just played on the streets all day.
But now you
Did a
also
little fun.
but you also mentioned you cut hair. Who taught you how to cut hair?
Oh yeah, William ain't gonna lie. On a Saturday when you get out of school, high school, Friday, Saturday morning you have to go to the barbershop. The barbershop's so packed.
Right.
You find out that you're in that barbershop all day, your whole Saturday gone.
Yes.
And then you get in that chair and that dude mess your head up. So what I started doing, I learned how to with an even,
Uh-huh.
cutting my hair. I started with me. It took a while. And my neighbor Todd, he used to cut my hair too whenever he was there.
Okay.
So once I learned how to cut hair, then I went from him to my brother, to my uncle, and then some of my boys I went to school with, they started coming over.
So
Yeah.
so basically your family and friends were your guinea pigs.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
then it started picking up. Now, how much were you charging for a cut?
$5.
$5 for a cut. Okay. So now you're making money. You're in school. So what did you do with your money while you was in school?
Man, just blowing it. I'm a kid. I'm blowing it. You know what I'm saying? When I started driving, I started gas. I used to ride around the city of Atlanta, learn all the back streets,
Okay.
and that's how I knew. See, back in the day, South Fulton wasn't South Fulton back then. It was number woods. It was dog. Wasn't none of this here.
Oh wow.
So I used to go out to Buckhead a lot.
Okay.
So from Bankhead, it's always shortcuts through Hollywood Court, Hollywood Road, and all that. I'm sorry, Jackson Parkway, where you can take to get to Carl Parkway, Cumberland, the Marietta area.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to just learn all the back streets and admire houses, and so that's where the architect and all that
Came into effect.
came into effect. Yeah,
So now, going through school, were you ever in trouble? Hanging around with the wrong people?
I'm a kid. Yeah, it happened.
Okay.
It
I'm
happened.
just asking
Yeah.
because you went through this trend from grade school to high school to college. I'm sure that you ran into some influencing people.
I did, but I felt like I was a little different from everybody else.
Okay.
I felt
Okay.
like I don't drink, I never have. I don't smoke, I never have.
Mm.
But everybody around me did. So I mean, I done some stupid stuff now. I
Okay.
have a
Okay.
lot of stupid stuff.
Now, when you're saying you did some stupid stuff, is that stupid stuff as in the law, or stupid stuff just being a kid? Stupid stuff.
Just being a kid, stupid.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
being a kid, stupid stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
All right. So
Mhm.
now, back to the grass cutting, because I find this very fascinating because you started off learning from your neighbor or your Todd, I believe you said, correct?
Mhm.
And you start cutting grass and charging as you got older, and you accumulated about 200 customers, and you was hiring your family, friends, neighbors, and whoever else. What was your major accomplishment then?
Trying to, it started off trying to make money.
Okay.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bad business guy. I
Okay.
always have been.
Break that one
I
down.
don't, when it comes to paperwork, the paperwork side,
Mm-hmm.
I'm horrible because I don't like to be in the house all day. I don't like to be at no desk all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't like filling out paperwork. I just don't. I'd rather be out working. So, and I was just doing what I love. I
Okay.
knew what to do. I knew how to do it, and I would go out and make it happen. But it started off all about money,
Okay.
all about money. And once you get out there and once you start meeting people and learning what they like and how they see properties, and you know what I'm saying, how they admire detail, then I'm learning as I go when I'm young.
Mm-hmm.
So now it done turned into from making money to quality.
Mm.
Like, okay, we got to knock out all these yards, but I still need it to look good.
Mm.
And doing that process, man, I wouldn't invoice nobody.
You would not
I
invoice?
was not invoicing like I should. Of course, you're supposed to invoice after you do every property,
Right.
but I wasn't doing that. I get caught up because I had so much work. I get caught up into making sure everybody yard done every 2 weeks or every week, and trying to make sure it look good. So that became it became real important to me.
Okay.
So when it's time to invoice, I realized, man, I ain't invoicing in a month and a half. Yeah, I go that long. If you go back and ask some of my clients, they like, man, you must don't need no money.
I was just about to say, if I borrow some money from you, I'll make sure you don't remember this one.
I will see the cost of living was cheaper then, and the pay was cheaper. Like back then, I was paying my guys $50 a day,
And how many guys you had?
probably like 6.
Six.
But that's probably another story about them guys.
Okay. So
6
now,
guys, if they all came to work. If
So-
they all come to work, 6.
so now, when you have 200 homes or 200 houses that you're cutting, how do you schedule? Do you schedule so many per day? How do you schedule?
I try to divide it. Since they are bi-weekly, and you have 4 to 5 weeks in a month, I would take 100 yards and try to do them. Either I can do 100 yards in that week and just take off a week, or I can do 50-50, 50-50. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So either I can do 100 yards in a week and take a week off and do another 100. Basically, these yards got to get done every 2 weeks.
Right. Right.
So, well, actually, I'm wrong. If I got 200, I'm gonna do 100 this week, 100 next week. You ain't got no choice.
200
Or
per month.
if I had all the guys with me, if everybody came to work, we can do 150 to almost 180 in 1 week.
Now, when you're saying 150 to 100 to 150 in a week, how many yards do you actually cut per day? And
Per day would probably be 25, maybe 30. It depends, William. When it comes to this grass, it's tricky because it depends on the location of the yard. You want all the yards to be in the same, hopefully in the same neighborhood on the
Okay.
same street.
okay.
Like, let me give you an example. We can do, me and 3 guys can do 18 yards in 2 hours, maybe 2.5.
Hmm.
Only if it's on the same street. If all 18 yards are on the same street, we can do 18 yards in 2.5 hours.
Wow. Wow.
Hedges, including the hedges, might take us 3 hours.
So now,
But it's a routine to this now.
so now,
It's a routine.
so now, did Todd teach you how to manage, to cut, and to schedule, or you just picked this up yourself?
I learned from Todd how to write yards down in the book. Because back then it wasn't about the computer, it was about writing everything down
Okay.
in the book. Now I did have another mentor besides Todd. It was James Jones.
Mm-hmm.
James Jones, and he was learning aeration. James was the man.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the right equipment. You know what I'm saying? He was sharp. He was on point. So I learned a lot of stuff from James too. But yeah, you keeping everything organized is important. But as time went on, everything just started being in my head because I get up super early in the morning and I'm gone. Like when the guys get there, let's go. I'm not even thinking about writing nothing down. I'm not thinking about no money. I'm just thinking about,
Get
man,
to
we
work.
got to get to these yards. That's
Wow.
it.
Wow. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Now you said you played basketball. I know I'm going from basketball to grass, but were you playing basketball at a younger age, or that's just a hobby you have?
It's just a hobby.
Okay.
Because now
All
I
right.
just I coach.
Mhm.
Well, as of right now, I'm done coaching. I just train. I help Michael Holloway with training, girls basketball on Sundays. I used to coach. I thought I was a good AAU coach. We had one of the top teams, I felt like, in the country,
Okay.
TKO. Shout out to TKO. Yeah, we was real good. And a few girls I deal with, they are ranked right now
So
in
now
the country.
your daughters play basketball as well, right?
Oh yeah. They pretty good. They pretty good.
Or
They pretty
are you
good.
saying they're pretty good because it's your daughters or what?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
Okay.
Some people think they're better.
Okay.
I don't give them full credit, but I have one daughter. She's 16. She have a few offers, Division II, and she
Uh-huh.
got a few Division I schools looking at her.
Okay.
Interested. My younger baby, she's good, but she want to quit. I won't let her. Yeah, she good. She one of them that had a talent, but she want to quit. So
Now,
she got tired of it. I was a little. I ain't gonna lie, I was overbearing with her.
oh,
I
wow.
did. I was rough. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're more protected of her versus the other one?
No. What I mean is, I was coaching the younger team, so my older daughter was on another team.
Okay.
My younger daughter was on my team, so I used to be real hard on her.
Just
Like,
okay. I
yeah.
got you.
So I think that kind of pushed her away.
So now you also mentioned you went to college. Which college you went to?
Albany State.
So
Yeah.
so
Albany.
did you enjoy it?
I did. I became a different person
How
from
different?
Albany.
How different?
Let's say this. When I first got to Albany, I came a little late. and I didn't want to be there.
Mm. Mm.
I hated it. I ain't gonna lie. I cried. My uncle dropped me off. I cried. I didn't want to be there. Because at the time, Albany had went through a flood in '96. So they had us staying in trailers.
Mm.
And so the guys was in trailer on the far end of the campus. The girls had the dorms. And it was I just hated it, man. Like, I was so used to the Atlanta life.
Mm.
And I just didn't want to leave. Like, I didn't even want to go to school, but I ended up going.
But you said you had a passion for architecture. So
Yeah, I did.
why didn't you
So,
pursue that?
I'm sorry.
I said, why didn't you pursue that?
So I fall in love. So I'm at Albany State. As time go on, I end up loving it. I learned that every day, no matter what you're doing, you can see these people every day, all day. But every time you walk past them, they treat it as if it's the first time they seen you.
Mm.
So every time I walk past you, you gonna walk, "What's up, Rod? Hey, how you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Bro, I just seen you. Why you keep speaking to me like that?" And but that was the hospitality,
Okay.
and that was how friendly Albany State was. It wasn't until I came home one day because one of my best friend, he had got shot.
Mm.
And when I stayed at the hospital with him for a whole week, when I dropped him off, when we leaving the hospital, he want to go back down and hang with the guys that, you know what I'm saying, that got him shot. And I thought that was kind of crazy. And then I also noticed that every time I come up, I'm expecting to get the same kind of welcome that Albany State people would do. And it wasn't the same. And I think after that moment, after dropping him off, I didn't want to come back to Atlanta. So for a minute, I didn't even come back to Atlanta for like a whole year.
Wow.
And I ended up falling in love with Albany. Now I was I supposed to have been on a dual degree program at Albany State, where I supposed to did my core classes at Albany and then transferred to a engineering school,
Mm-hmm.
which I ended up doing, Southern Polytech, for architect.
Mm.
And once I got back to Atlanta was just so busy. The people cutting hair, trying to cut grass, and the architect program was so heavy that I couldn't manage.
Mm.
And then I found out you start off with like 50-some thousand a year. And then I got to dress up every day. And then I got to sit at this desk out. I was like, no.
That's not your cup of tea right there.
So I already know in my mind, I was like, when I cut grass, I can dress how I want to dress. You know what I'm saying? I can make more money than 50,000. So that's what it ended up being.
Okay.
But if I can go back with him, I would have probably went and took up landscape architecture.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I would have been.
Okay. Rob, I want you to hang in there with me one moment, and we're going to take a small break. And when we come back with Rob, we're going to talk about his 20 years of Weaver Lawn Care / Back to Life. But always remember, it's Halloween. And we are back with Stewart Spotlight Podcast with my guest, Rob Weaver from Back to Life Lawn Care. Rob, you've been in business for over 20 years, and you started off with Weaver Lawn Care. Um, what kind of services did you offer under Weaver?
Other than cut, edge, and blow,
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to tuck pine straw. Had to learn how to lay mulch. Of course, trimming hedges. Had to learn how to prune crepe myrtles and knockout roots. Had to learn how to lay sod. Um, learn how to level the yards. Learn how to cut the grass back, the Bermuda grass back every year in the spring. Learn how to plant sod. I'm sorry, not sod, but fescue seeds and Bermuda seed. What did well? You had to learn how to do irrigation. So all of this I learned with other people allowing me to practice on their yard.
So this is more of a self-taught.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I learned on my own. Yeah. And I used the guys that were with me to help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you ran into with the lawn care?
Probably the commercial side.
Okay.
Weed control. That was a challenge when I first started. The irrigation. Even though I started in my house, once you mess with that water main and not to hit that gas line, you learn some things.
Okay.
And some of the other challenges, I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest challenges I had. Man, my uncle, man. Busting windows. Yes. Boy, we used to, one year I spent so much money busting people windows, car windows, house windows.
From the grass cutting.
Lawnmower, yes.
Oh.
So now it's like when you don't have the chute, the grass blocker, which is a mulching kit, when you don't have that on the side, you gotta learn how to not shoot the grass or anything toward the car. So you had to learn a certain pattern how to cut grass.
Wow.
You had to also learn how not to shoot it towards the house.
Okay.
Not for rocks, but for grass. Cause wet grass, especially in the morning, wet grass will stick to people's houses, and their cars. We're gonna have some challenges with that. Yeah. So them was some of the worst challenges that I had when it came to.
Well, that sounded like it was very expensive too when you're first starting off and breaking car windows and house windows and have to repair it. That's an expense out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to train your people how to cut a certain way so it won't break or damage other people's property.
You circle the yard twice. Give yourself room if you don't have no chute on the side. I mean, not a chute, but a blocker on the side to stop the grass from shooting up on the cars of the house.
Oh, wow.
And I would tell them to circle the yard twice so they give you enough room so when the grass do shoot out, it won't shoot into the mulch, the pine straw, the rocks, or the house, or the people's cars.
So out of all these years, you taught yourself about lawn care.
Oh yeah. You had to learn about the fungicides when people get dollar spots in the grass, spring dead spots, bad worms. I hate. And all, yeah. So I learned that. I even dealt a little bit with pressure wash. I didn't like it, so I stay away from it.
Now, pressure washer is washing the house?
Houses and cars.
Okay.
It's decent money, but it just too much for me.
Oh, wow. So what keep you motivated in your line of business?
The pleasure of people. the pleasure how people look and love how their yard look. I'm a stickler for having light lines, dark lines. Light line, dark line. No matter how angle, diamond shape, I love it.
Okay.
And I be wanting the client to love it too. You know what I'm saying? So I try to go beyond their expectation when they see it.
Uh-huh.
Now, the challenging part is trying to get your workers to mirror how I like it.
Mm. So they have to learn you.
They have to learn me, and they have to learn how to use the equipment I use.
Mm. Okay.
I love it.
So now there are peaks. There are peaks in the season. What's your busiest months of the year?
This month, it will be March, April. March and April, maybe May. That's only because now March and April, you're going in scalping the yards. Excuse me.
Now, when you're saying
Scalping
scap,
the
what
yard.
do you got to break that down? What do you mean by scapping?
So when you come out of like this year, everybody Bermuda grass probably done got up to like 2-3 inches. Some people like they Bermuda grass to be high. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane. Bermuda grass is supposed to be like 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch thick.
Okay.
If you have your Bermuda grass that is like 3-4 inches and you open it up, at the bottom of it, it's gonna be brown. So when somebody cut your grass and they cut too low, that's why it's brown.
So it's dormant.
No, it's not dormant.
It's not
It's
dormant.
because
Oh, okay.
the tip of the grass is
Oh,
green.
it's green. Okay.
Open
Okay.
it up at the bottom is
And
brown.
it's brown. Okay. Okay. I got you.
So what you gotta look at, Bermuda really supposed to be cut like twice a week. Cause you golf course is what you play golf on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Bermuda. So but I understand people want it kind of thick.
Mm.
And so let me say this too about Bermuda, because for a lot of residential people, they want their Bermuda to be so thick that what happens to Bermuda, our lawnmowers can only go so high. If our lawnmowers can only go so high, what's gonna happen to that Bermuda is, as it keep growing, you're gonna start cutting the green out, and your grass gonna be brown. What else gonna happen is that Bermuda starts to lay over. It start falling over once it gets so high. Bermuda is like fine, almost fine. It start to lay over once it gets so high.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to cut your yard 3-4 times just to make it look appealing, to make it look good.
So Rob, I'm listening to you, and I understand some parts. So you actually had to experiment to get a better understanding about the different types of grass and how to cut it.
Oh yeah, yeah, because each client is different. Now, it might take me 10 minutes to cut your yard.
Uh-huh.
Neighbor next door have Bermuda too, but his grass is super thick. What happens is, now man, his yard, I had to cut his yard 4 or 5 times. Now, me personally, I go over all my clients' yard twice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just can't help because one way I cut it, the next I come back is to straighten my lines up to make it look neat.
Okay.
And when you go over yard twice, you kind of like make it look crispy. All right. So now if I get to the neighbor yard and his grass is super high, I got to cut that like 3-4 times. And now I'm kind of like wasting time. I'm wasting time. But I mean, the customer's always right, so we got to do it.
So now comparing to your company versus other companies, will they take the time to talk to their customers about what you just mentioned about the different types of grass, when to cut it, how high to cut it, and how to treat it, and things of that nature?
Other companies probably will.
Okay.
But it depends on the client. The client probably want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a battle. Well, for me, Delvin Davis, who owns Everyday Lawn Care, Brian Mundy, who owns B&T Landscape, Gerard, all the other, we have an understanding that when you're dealing with True Green and King Green, all these people that come and spray the property, what they do, their job is to green it up. You know what I'm saying? So when they green it, the first thing they do after the pre-emergent season and the grass start greening up, they gonna hit you with a 4600. That's a high nitrogen.
Oh, to boost it.
Yeah, and now your grass is sky high. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it, of course, they don't care.
They just there
And
for
the
the money.
client won't make the grass green. But we, the people that I know of, we want it to be green. We want it to have a slow release, and we want it to grow slow.
Okay.
It looks better and it feels better. And by the time September, October get here, when your grass grow, it won't be so high. It'll be at a nice size. So what happened with the scalping is in March or sometime February, but in March, we had to come in and we'll scalp everything down as low as possible so that the new growth can come in.
So basically the February, March, April is your busiest because you got to get the grass in shape and
you're doing a lot of mulch, pine straw, rocks.
Oh, okay.
People want to bring in shrubs. So it's a lot of work, detail work done over month.
So now what about the slow season? Because everything is going to go dormant or whatever during the winter months. So what services do you offer when it's extremely slow?
Residential kind of falls off.
Okay.
Some people on a year-round contract with residential. The residential kind of falls off. So the only thing there's to do is leaves. I say around, some people do it in December. Some people do it in January when they start pruning crepe myrtles back, cut the knockout roses back, and things of that nature. And that's really it, because there's nothing you can do. Because once it goes down, pre-emergence. Trying to keep that poannual out of your grass. If your grass is turning green in the month of December, January, February, it is not Bermuda, people. It is poannual.
Okay. So now, do you work 5 days or 7 days a week?
Back in the day, it used to be 7.
Okay.
When I had 200 yards or 300, however, I had back then like 2 something, close to 3. Now I try to do it because of rain. I try to work 4 days a week and leave an extra day in there for rainy days.
That was my next question. So how does the weather affect your schedule? Because if you're scheduled to do 50 homes in a week and it rains, how does that push that week to the next week and the people you have scheduled for the next week? How does it's like a domino effect?
Well, we are humping.
Oh, really?
We're humping. Like, one, after that rain comes, if it rains, it has happened plenty of times where it rains all week.
Okay.
When that rain comes, the moment it starts raining, we're just gonna have to double up until we play catch up. But I don't recommend cutting grass right after it rains because it leaves those wet, muddy tracks in people's yard. Now, people, all right, we're gonna get phone calls. I need my grass cut. Ma'am or sir, it just rained. You're gonna have tracks. I just need my grass. And when it happens, when we go cut it, you got them tracks. So now I either done lost a client or a client is mad at me. You know what I'm saying? So and the grass isn't damaged. It's just muddy. So in a few weeks it'll bounce back. But
and I was about to ask that my next question was, how do you deal with difficult customers?
Man, through the grace of God, I learned how to change some of my ways.
Okay.
I learned how to listen and be slow to speak.
Okay.
But in order to the client, you kind of have to give them what they want,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to also like go behind their back just a little bit to make it work.
What do you mean by go behind their back?
So if a client say, uh, if a client says, Rod, I want my, if a client says, Rod, I need this tree dug up. No, a client said, Rod, I want a root removed out my grass.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remove that root because it's going to damage. So how about we do this? How about we just prune this tree up higher instead of removing the root? Because in a year or two, that tree going to be damaged and that tree going to fall over, or that tree going to die and you're going to have that tree removed. Rod, can you cut I need my grass cut immediately. Well, I can get there, but I ain't going to get there today.
So
You know what I'm saying? Depending on what's going on.
So
I'm
basically,
building
it have to be put on a schedule. They just can't just arbitrarily say, "I need my grass cut today, and can you come over here and cut it?"
some people have that leverage that it can get done that day, depending on where the guys are at, how far they in their schedule, and the rain situation.
Okay. So
Or,
now let
yeah,
me ask
or
about different, because you deal with commercial and residential. Uh, do you recall your first commercial contract?
I do. Bad, man. I
Bad.
lost that contract. Yeah, I lost my first contract probably within not. I probably had it 9 months. I didn't even finish the whole year. Yeah,
How did you feel? How did you lose it?
I was hurt, man. Trying to do it all myself. I didn't have reliable guys. It was a little too big. I took on more than I can handle when I first did. I did. That was I can't think of the name of it. Cascade. It's next to Cascade Falls.
Okay.
Joint though. It wasn't no big contract, but it was just
It's just the principle that you have in a contract that.
yeah. Not I didn't follow the rules at that time. I was still growing.
So now, in the Atlanta, Georgia area, what's your demographic area that you would cover from where to where to where to where?
South Fulton, of course. I would probably go out as far as, well, right now, Stockbridge, going up 75.
Mm-hmm.
I did have properties out in Lithonia. So we're going around the 285 connecting now. I really don't go out to Gwinnett. I haven't had anything to go out there, to go that far. But I do go out to Marietta. So I go far as Canton and Powder Springs. We do Douglasville. And I will go to Newton, Peachtree City, and we back around. So yeah.
So basically, it's within an hour.
Yeah, commercial, yes, within an hour. If I do residential, it got to be set up where it's like 10 or more properties to do for me to go an hour out that way.
Okay. So now what happened? Because during the pandemic time, you were involved with another business partner, and you guys, after several years, you just split up. What happened?
Well, it wasn't 7 years. It was one year.
Oh, okay. Well, 1 year. Okay. After 1 year, after the pandemic, you guys just split up?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. Yeah, no, you're right. After the pandemic, so I wanted to grow. We had a leeway in the pandemic where we was able to still go out and work during that time, landscape. So we was growing. We had hiring like 20 guys.
Wow.
Had like 4 or 5 trucks. It was great. My partner, he was a good, I ain't gonna take nothing from him. He was a good businessman.
Okay.
He did everything that I didn't like to do. Everything I couldn't stand, he was great at it.
Okay.
The problem was I never follow up behind anything that he done. I was just trusting the process.
Okay.
And and I failed. And it hurt. Like we end up other than what I had already had, we ended up picking up like 400 properties, residential properties. We
400.
400 picked up like 400 residential properties. We picked up like 6 big commercial properties,
Wow.
other than what I had already had.
Okay.
6 new nice sized commercial properties. The Lakes was one of them. And man, it was horrible, man. It was horrible at the time. The guys you hire couldn't really do the work properly. When it comes to residential, you have to do these yards every 2 weeks
Okay.
or every week. It has to be. People don't want no HOA fine. So you got to be on time with it.
Right.
But me, I was trying to run the commercial side of it.
Mm-hmm.
He was running the residential.
Okay. Wow.
Now he was into the landscaping part of it,
Okay.
as well, where he seen the money that was being generated from the landscaping, and I think he got a little greedy. He was just trying to go after that instead of making sure that the residential clients were getting taken care of every 2 weeks. And man, we probably lost like 200 clients in like 1 month. Yeah, we lost. Yeah, it was bad.
Wow. Wow. That's a big loss. I was informed that I hear that you have a new marketing person working with you. What's your plan? What's your plan of action there?
What I've learned my mistakes back in the past. You know? But what I learned is that put God first and be patient.
That's it.
So me putting God first and being patient, I'm just allowing him to handle the market. He's doing a great job, though, a really great job. And I just, instead of me just getting and rushing and trying to do it, I'm just trying to be patient. I'm trying to, it may sound crazy, but I'm trying to hear from God. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll let me know, you know what I'm saying, when to move and
so
how to react.
So therefore, it's a better communication between you guys.
Oh yeah, much better. Man, yeah. Like I ain't gonna take nothing from.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. But I was just, just trying to clear because it seems as though, because you already stated earlier that you don't like paperwork, and that was one of your downfalls. So you allow him to do the paperwork, and you wasn't being very aggressive and trying to learn about the paperwork. But then when things broke up, this is what happened in the ending.
I end up behind it though. I end up getting a lot of clients back.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
I got quite a few on back that I lost, especially the ones that been with me for years, man. Garrett Johnson, Kelsko, Dr. Todd. Oh man, I appreciate these people. They've been with me, so yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you see the business in 5 to 10 years?
If it's the Lord's will, hopefully, I'm just gonna say a few million. I ain't gonna put no exact number. I'm just gonna say a few million. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. It should be up there, but the way the economy going, I don't know.
We're gonna put that in God's hand as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So how do you relax? How do you just relax and do you with your daughters? I mean, how did you guys just relax?
Really don't. I by me coaching for a while, I like to go to all the girls' games. One of my daughters loves basketball, so she's go with me no matter what.
Okay.
My other daughter, she just likes staying at home on the phone, so she don't want to go to no game. You know what I'm saying? So me relaxing is listen to jazz.
Okay.
Might be cleaning up a little bit. And then I just go watch the other girls play.
Okay. Well,
I enjoy watching other other girls play, especially girls that played for me.
Okay. Well, Rob, I really appreciate you coming on. We can go on and on because there's a lot of things you mentioned about grass and business. I had no idea, and I'm surely whoever is listening or looking at this podcast this evening would know more about grass, and especially where you came from, how you started by being mentored from your neighbor Todd and another gentleman by the name of James. Have you learned all this stuff and you putting it to work for you to build this business of yours and to actually learn grass. Me, I just cut the grass. That's it. I don't have time to be finding about no lines, no all this other stuff. But
These guys like you that think they can come out here and work with us and think they
so, but nevertheless. But Rob, I want to thank you. But if the viewers is out there wants to get in contact with Rob, you can contact him by Back to Life Lawn Care. The telephone number is 770-940-5035, or you can scan the barcode, the Q code, and see what kind of work he has done on the website and all the work that he has done. And maybe you want to utilize his service, and I'm sure that he'll give you a discount on the first time, whoever call, and just mention Stewart Spotlight. May throw a little discount in there for you. So, Rob, do you have anything to say before we depart?
No, I just want to thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on here.
Okay.
It was great. But I do like to shout out to a real close friend of mine. He died today, Henry Coleman.
Yes.
Rest in peace. And yeah, man, I thank you, Willie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my sympathy goes to you. You mentioned that earlier, that your friend had passed away, and my sympathy goes to his family and to you as well. How long you been knowing him?
Probably over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
All been,
Okay. Well, once again, Rob, thank you for coming on Stewart Spotlight, and feel free to come back again anytime, and just give us a call. Let us know how everything is working, and maybe we can have you back on to tell more about Back to Life Lawn Care.
I will.
All right.
Thank you, man. I will.
Thank you.
Right.
There you hear it. There was Rob Weaver from Back to Life Lawn Care Service. Make sure you give him a call. Maybe he can give you a discount, and if you need some lawn care services, look him up. Next week guest is Reverend Roger L. Washington, an HBCU graduate and a reverend, a police officer, and a community leader. Make sure you tune in to see what he has to say about his life. I'm going to leave you a quote, my favorite quote, at the end of the show, and I'm going to stick with this every day, all day, all the time. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. I like that. I like that message. Okay, well, until next week. In the meantime, be careful, be safe, be kind to others, and have a wonderful weekend, because, today is Halloween. Good night.